Okay, it's me, Miss Edie. Mama Lewis is laying down. She's doing okay. I think her hearing's not so good right now. She gets wax in her ears, and Robin have to take her to the doctor, and they, get the wax out. She's always had a hearing problem, and always had. Well, I say always, as long as I've known her anyway. Okay. Yesterday in the mail, I got 3 things. I was excited. I got my first trade in the mail from Miss Betty Hackett. And see the stamps she put on there? I've never seen those. I'll have to look them up. But anyway, she put those stamps on it, and she sent it in a flat envelope. Then I'll show you what she sent. Now, she loves making cards. She took this picture. She told me this was her neighbor's dog. But where is that picture taken? That is a beautiful spot. The water and the woods, and there's the dog looking out into it. The picture is just beautiful. Okay, and then she says, "Hi, Edie. I hope all is well with you and Mama Lewis. Here is her crafty swap." Okay. And she does say the dog on the front is her friend's dog, not her neighbor's, her friend's dog. Okay. And she put them in this. I shall show you what's inside it. For the swap. Now, Judy Lee and Miss Betty both have gotten my swaps. I had 2 others that wanted to trade, was it 3, but they said they would send it first and then I'd have their address. So I'm waiting on those. And Judy right now is sick. They have some kind of respiratory thing. Her husband did come down with COVID, but the rest of the family seemed to have a respiratory problem. Coughing, that kind of thing. But it doesn't sound like it's anything major, thank goodness, But it still makes you feel miserable. What can I say? All right, she sent, look at that. She spelt my name out. E-A-D-I-E. She used different elements, circles, and then just a raised letter, circles, and another raised letter. Do what you love, made with love. She didn't date that one. Sometimes she puts dates on things. Anyway, thank you, Miss Betty. That is so sweet. Then she sent this one, a little tag. Create, and got the little rhinestones there. And it's got a little hole to make a tag. And then she sent 2 more tags. One says made with love, and the other says so sweet. Okay, I'm trying to get the glare off. Okay, without taking them out of the packaging. And then here, she's got a car, and she's got those little rhinestones. Here she's got a rose, and buttons. Buttons. And then she's got 6 little rhinestones to go with the roses right there. I thought that was sweet and cute. Thank you, Miss Betty. And if anyone wants to make a trade with me, please let me know. I'd enjoy it. I do plan on making a trip to my son. Still working on that, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go in the summer this time. It's going to be hot, but our heat here with the heat index has gotten up to 113. Now, I know there's some parts that are a lot worse. I think it got up to 113 at my son's once this summer, but he says for the most part it's not been a real bad summer for him. But now ours was because of the humidity raising the heat index. They have very low humidity, very low, because I don't have any water. No water, no humidity. And the rain where he's at, in Terlingua, you got to have that cloud come over you. Well, they just kind of float on by and go somewhere else and rain on them, poor baby. And he loves plants, and there's not much he can do right now except sparingly water them, So, anyway, I will take him some water when I go. He'll probably say, Mom, what did you do that for? I just filled up some plastic things, son. And he hates plastic because, you know, it's overused and then well, everybody has their opinion about that. But I will put these in the recycle thing when I get back. Whatever I do use, you know, to take over there. I've got some empty plastic bottles, you know, the bigger kind. And I'll fill some of those with water. Won't be able to take many, but whatever I take, I'm going to take for his babies, his plants. Okay, then I'm also a subscriber, what do you call it? Patron. I'm a patron of the Paper Terrace, Jessica Huffman. She sent me the July little goodie thing she sends. And there's her stamps that she used. Okay. And she likes these envelopes, and these are fine envelopes. I mean, fine, fine envelopes. She gets these off of Amazon. And I see why she uses them. They're nice and thick. Okay. All right, what did she send me? Hang on, there's a floating butterfly. Now, she showed these. I think these are just stickers. I think there's another one in here somewhere. And she sent this postcard. I think she gets these off of Amazon. She doesn't write anything, so if I want to, it says cabbage rose there. If I want to use it to send to somebody, or if I want to put it in a journal, I can. Then she sends a little newsletter, short and sweet. Okay, now the one I'm in, I get a lot of goodies. And when I saw all the things she gives for her patrons, I thought, well, I've been wanting to order some of these craft boxes. So instead, I'm going to do that, and I'll get a few things. And I liked what she was sending. You know, it varies from month to month, but it's basically the same thing. In this envelope, okay, that's pretty. She has some tags. I think she pretty much always sends these, okay. But those are always good to have for your crafting. Journals or to craft on something, send somebody, whatever. Then she sent this little bag, and I love this. Y'all, let me make sure I got it. Which way is it? I'm not sure which way is up. Okay, this is little, okay? This is a thick, like wallpaper. I think it is wallpaper. It feels like wallpaper. So it's nice and thick. And then she like made a small journal, like you can throw it in your pocketbook or whatever. And she's got various papers in here. Make sure I'm in frame so y'all can see. Okay, so she took 4 sheets, or 1, 2, 3. She took 3 sheets. No, she took 2 sheets, only 2 sheets of paper, and folded it. 2 sheets of paper gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think, pages. Okay. And she sewed it. But isn't that precious? Anyway, I thought I might use that in a journal, you know. Oh, and then there's one more little butterfly that I think the other one came out. So I have 2 little butterfly stickers from her. Okay. Thank you, Jessica. I love these things you sent. And then look at this envelope, y'all. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, that is just gorgeous. Now, she left the strings attached. And then here's the front. So I could actually use it to send to somebody, although I think I'd cut the strings off if I was going to send it through the mail. Open it up. And, yep, she did send stuff. I was trying to remember. Make sure. Yep, okay. But that is a nice envelope. She sent this. it bends. I don't know if it was supposed to bend or if she just used something that she had perforated one time or scored and then whatever. But that's fine. It's still very usable, very nice. And then she had made some stamped images where you cut them like postage stamps. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I was trying to see if there was more than one. No, it's just one. But isn't that gorgeous? How's it supposed to go? Think that way. Well, which way is it supposed to go? Maybe it don't matter. But it is beautiful. So thank you, Jessica. Okay, being a patron, but still, you know, that's still, oh, I love what she sent. Okay, then, the older ones of us, and I have mostly older viewers, probably remember the newspaper called Grit. And they advertised for youngsters to sell them from door to door. And I remember one time wanting to sell Grit. I don't know if I sold it or didn't sell it, or knew somebody who was trying to sell it. I'll put these back in later. But anyway, I wanted to find some Grit. Some Grit papers to use for vintage journaling. Well, I went to and found a dozen for $25 from 1932. Now, I don't go back that far. But let me tell you, some of these pictures, I won't show you all of them. I did get 12 of them. I would really like to order some from the era that from. Let's see, that would make me in the 60s somewhere. So I'm going to look for me some Grit, you know, a couple of them at least. Because most people were selling them one each. But this one sold them for a dozen for $25. I ended up buying theirs. But on the back of them, I mean, these would just be good if I wanted to cut them up. And I'm sitting here going, oh! I don't know if I can cut them up. But I got a dozen of these. And they have some gorgeous, I mean, vintage pictures. Look at that, y'all. Oh, I mean, gorgeous. But like I say, I'm sitting here going, I don't know if I can cut these up. Has anybody used Grit pages? I mean, these are some beautiful ones. But I do want to find some from the 60s. These, I'm just going, I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And then I'll end up just having more stuff. And then when I go see my son in Terlingua, Texas, he'll be going, Mom! I think. He's 28. Now, I have not seen my son due to various reasons. And like going on 4 years, I think it is, in November. Of course, COVID didn't help. And then there were some other reasons before then, and life in general. And him living all the way over there in Terlingua, and me being over here in Mississippi. And anyway, the situation is, I will be able to make a trip. And I'm discussing it with him and getting kinks, you know, worked out and so forth. And I'll have to do it in stages. At my age, I can't drive that far. It's a long trip. I can't make that long a trip in one day. So, and then too, I'll be able to stop and see my daughter up in Austin. But first, I'm going to go to my mother's. I haven't seen my mother due to COVID since going on a year and a half. But I talk to her just about every day. Okay, but still. So I'm going to go and stop at my mom's first. Next day, I don't unpack, just take what I need for that night. Next day, go to my daughter's, stop, spend the night. And I've got baby pictures and such I'm going to take to her. Go ahead and let her have them. I'll keep just you know, a handful, so to speak. Okay, then I'm going to make the last leg of the trip and go to my son's. I hope to stay about 5 days. We'll find out. How good do we get along? As long as I don't get on his nerves or vice versa. Anyway, and his place is coming along good. He sent me pictures. I thought it was 12 by 12, and then he said 13 by 13. Now he's saying it's 15 by 15. Well, anyway, however it is, but then he's adding on to it. And it's looking nice. And he wants to make camping spots for people, because a lot of people, especially in the spring break thing, young people come up there and go to Big Bend and so forth and so on. But anyway, we shall see. Just still working on, and I want to stay in my tent. I don't care if he does have room in his house. I like my tent. It gives me a little bit of being able to camp while I'm there. And I'm still able to get up. I have to hold on to something. Them old knees just don't work like they used to, y'all. Y'all, us older ones, we know that. But anyway, okay, that was what I wanted to show y'all. Thank you again, Miss Betty. I love my little goodies that she sent. They are so precious. Oh, I love them. Anyway, and if anybody else wants to make a small trade, send a text or send me a thing at my Gmail, eddavislewis@gmail, the same as this title here. Anyway, y'all take care. Bye now.